Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing and just all of your support in making this channel. I want to go ahead and get started doing a journal flip through of this one here. It is a Paperchase journal, and it's one of my favorite journals, I have to say, that I've ever written in. I really like the way it feels in the hands, if that makes sense at all. I don't know if you've ever come across a journal like that before, but there's just something about the way it feels when I hold it. I don't know what that is, but anyway, it got pretty thick when I was going through it. I don't know about you, but sometimes just having a thick journal is kind of fun because you know that you put a lot of fun stuff in there. The only thing about this is that it's a cloth bound journal, which I don't mind. And in fact, my current journal is also cloth bound. So I don't mind cloth bound. The only thing is that they get really dirty pretty easily, especially if you're going to carry them out and about. I would take this to lunch with me, so I wouldn't go to TJ Maxx or anything like that and buy crap. But yeah, it's, got a little dirty, which, I mean, it is what it is, but I really try to keep my journals as, in as good of a condition as I possibly can, because obviously the intention is to keep these around for quite a while. I think it's a fun idea to think about the future and think oh, maybe my grandkids will want to read the crap that I have to say in my journals. I don't know. I'm sure a few of you out there are like that and can relate. So getting into it, we have this little card here. This is probably one of the first kind of random things that I put in, but it's not really that random because it was an umbrella by Paperchase that looks just like the journal, and I love that. And I thought the card was really pretty, and I wanted to put that in there. And I don't know, it's kind of fun to put little things like that in your journal occasionally. And in this journal, I would put in a little doodle. I'm not a very good drawer. At one point in my life, when I was 12, I wanted to be an artist, and then I just, that's where my drawing ability stopped, when I was 12. So yeah, how many times can I say so? I think there should be a drinking game of how many times I say so. Anyway, so there I go again. June 4th, 2015, it was 59 degrees, and it was raining. Okay, this is so not typical of our summers here, or I guess technically it wasn't summer because summer's June 21st or whatever, but it was pretty cool. 59 degrees and rainy. It rained the entire, it felt like it was raining the entire summer, and it was a cooler summer too, which I'm not going to complain about. Sorry, there's a lot of, as much as I put in here, there's also a lot of writing. And here it is, June 6th, partly sunny, I guess, that's what that is? I don't know. 78 degrees, so we're getting a little warmer there. I think I got that idea from somebody on Instagram. I cannot tell you who. It was something I saw in passing one day. This is the first time I put something in my journal that was a quote. I actually had this printed out for quite a while to put in one of my planners, actually. And you'll see later on in the journal that I actually use planners. Hello, One Track Mind. And anyway, I was hoping to kind of cut it out or cut it down or size it to fit in my personal Filofax, but that never happened. And it's actually on a cardstock paper. So I thought the next best thing was to be in my journal. So there you have it. And I love this. I love the quote. I love the way it looks. There's something about rainbows that, rainbow colors and rainbows in general, that just kind of make me happy. If you watched my last video, you might know that in my journals, I was just catching up on life while also, I guess you could say, keeping up with like the current times as well, if that makes sense. So this is 2014. We're almost caught up, but this was for Valentine's Day, where we were just kind of meandered around a, what is it called? Like a town center or something like that, and it had snowed the day before, which was crazy because the next day on Valentine's Day it was like 50 degrees and everything was starting to melt. So yeah, that was crazy. And then a few weeks later, we had our 3-year wedding anniversary. So this is a random day, I think in February, I want to say. And it was like a random snowfall that, you know, we didn't realize we were going to have. And I wore the wrong shoes and I put it on Instagram. And then my husband came back with this and said that he wore the right shoes. So I thought that was kind of cute. I wanted to put that in there. And that same winter of 2014, we were in the polar vortex. That's what they called it. I don't know if some of you out there, and if you live in the States, experienced that, but it was so cold, and we kept getting snow, and I think everybody was snowed out by the end of it. So yeah, this was like one snowy day in March. We were out there digging ourselves out. Oh, and then this is when I got my new glasses. When was that? In June of last year? No, that was in 2014 as well. Yeah. I still have those glasses. I haven't, you know, changed them or anything like that. Those are the ones that I'm still wearing when I do feel like wearing my glasses. It's really bad. I'm like rebelling against my bad eyesight. It's not smart to do that. I really need to get contacts or something, but I kind of don't want to spend the money at the same time. It's horrible. I don't recommend that. Now I'm coming up on just stuff in the journal that is kind of a little bit more personal because it's about my friend's wedding and it's not mine, so I don't want to share it. And then another idea is to, like, I Xeroxed a page in my planner and stuck it in here as well. Yeah, there was a reason why I did that. I guess to show my fall schedule. I don't know. So then we have, this is from my welcome fall party that I had that year, 2014. It was the first time I had ever done anything like that, and I guess apparently nobody's ever heard of a welcome fall party. That's just me being a fall freak, really. I love fall. It's the kickoff of my favorite time of the year. So what I wanted to do was put together a little menu of things for me to make and some candy. And what I had my guests do was bring a dish that was fall inspired. So it was kind of like a potluck thing. And then I have like my guest list over here. Yeah, and then this I just Xeroxed. It's a copy of my planner. A few pages of my planner, I should say. And this is actually from the welcome fall party. I got some candy corn, that's obviously regular candy corn, then Indian candy corn, which I guess nobody likes. I like it, I don't mind it, but you know, I wanted to be festive, so I'm all about being festive. And then I have M&Ms. I got a burgundy color, an orange, and then I think they consider that gold. Maybe it was just yellow. I can't remember, but anyway, I put those 3 colors in flat mason jars. They're like 8-ounce flat mason jars. I forgot where I got them. I think I got them at Walmart, I think. Yeah, but I really like that idea of just kind of setting them out and people can, you know, nibble on them or whatever. And then I was really into finding like fall themed plates and napkins, and just, I don't know, I just really wanted it to be festive and memorable, at least for me, and I wanted to extend that to my guests. So, and then I got matching plasticware or whatever that is. This is my husband and I at Shenandoah Caverns. If you guys have ever been in caverns, they're pretty awesome. At one point in this cavern, we were under a fault line, which kind of made me a little bit nervous. But that was pretty cool, just to be, you know, kind of underground and seeing what it's like down there. And then we actually visited a chip factory called Route 11 Chips, and this was inside the factory. It's the only picture that I could really get, because you're not supposed to take pictures in there, because they have like separate rooms where you can look into and you can see their process of what they're doing, and that was pretty cool. So it's the only one that I can really grab, and I really like that, how it turned out. So I stuck it in here. And then we have a little bit more of the fall party, the welcome fall party. I made some mulled cider, and I put it in this pitcher here with, I put quilted mason jars here and some fun paper straws. And then I put these out as well for the welcome fall party. They're called coxcomb. I had never seen them before or heard of them, but they're like this velvety looking flower. And I was like, yeah, I have to have that for my party. So yeah, just a little festive touch there. And I also really love fall festivals as well. So I've got my apple cider. I was so happy to see that they had apple cider there. And looking all cozy in my sweater and that kind of thing. And then I also love the crafts, obviously, at fall festivals. Sorry, this is having a hard time focusing. Yeah, I just love seeing the crafts at the festivals, and I want to take like half of it home with me. But this looks like fun. Like I think that's supposed to be a little witch, and it says trick or treat there. And if I had kids or something, that'd be fun, a little fun thing to take home. My mom used to decorate like that with like little wooden things. I don't know. I know I get it from her. This I put on my Instagram. And if you don't know my Instagram, it's the_diary_library. That was for my birthday. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is my grandmother. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2014. Excuse me. We also have the same, no, we almost had the same birthday. She was June 16th and I was June 17th. I missed her birthday by like a few hours, so. And she and I were kind of close. So I miss her a lot. And, oh, focus. There we go. That's my grandparents, my grandmother, her. When they were teenagers, I think. I love that picture of them. I love it. I don't know. I just love it. Sometimes I love old pictures. What can I say? This is me on my birthday. My mom sent me flowers that were shaped like a cake, and they had candles in them as well. So I blew out my candles. And this is when I went to the planner meetup, which was awesome. It was fun meeting other people who are like, you know, planner nerds just like I am. I don't know if you guys are into planners. There's this guy, we call him Mr. Filofaxy. He has a blog. That's it there. Oh my gosh, this thing is just awful at focusing. Goodness gracious. There we go. Filofaxy.com. And he is pretty knowledgeable in all things Filofax. And there's one more and I can't think of it. Anyway, it's another planner. I was able to help him plan out the meetup. He lives over in France, and he was coming over here with his wife to the States to do a little tour and vacation over here. And he needed somebody to help him out and set the planner meetup up, so I was more than happy to do that for him. It was cool meeting everybody. There he is. All of our planners are lined up against that wall there. And that was afterwards, after the planner meetup was over. We actually went to a stationery shop and got a few things, a few mementos. This is what I got. I got the Kate Spade like gold pens, and I had been eyeing them for quite a while, and I almost wasn't going to get them that day, but I was like, it's a memento, something to remember the day by. And when I got them home and started using them, I was like, these kind of suck. I mean, I'm sorry, like Kate Spade products in general they're great, and like her bags and everything like that, they're obviously good quality, but these pens were way overpriced for the quality that they are. You can buy some better quality pens for a lot less. So I was pretty disappointed in that I paid like $5 or something like that for those pens, just because you're paying for the Kate Spade name. It's crazy. Drew a little tie there for Father's Day. And on Father's Day, it was actually also my father-in-law's birthday, and we went boating that day. And then the next thing here, I'm pretty into essential oils. I'm actually a rep for doTERRA, and this was the latest one that I had gotten in the mail, I guess in June, whenever I wrote this entry. And then lavender here. I put this in there when I finished up the lavender. I think it was my very first bottle of lavender, and I love it. You can use lavender for like anything. It's awesome. And then this is my very first order with doTERRA, and I put everything in rainbow order, or color order, whatever. I don't know, it just looks pretty, so yeah. This is when we had a pretty bad thunderstorm, and it actually knocked out our power for like 3 days, which is pretty unusual. I forgot what actually happened. Something about the power line got cut or something. I don't remember. I guess a tree fell on it. And so, oh yeah, I was going to say I was writing by candlelight at that point for like 2 or 3 days. This I found in some papers that I had, like a pile of papers. I wanted to kind of put it in here, just in memory of my grandmother. And this was the last Christmas card that she gave me as well. I think back in 2013, because, yeah, she passed in 2014. So I wanted to make sure it had a safe place. It's pretty dear to me now. And I mentioned in the last video that I made that I would copy an entry from my old journal and put it in here for like a reference or something like that, which is what I did here. And then, I don't know if you guys remember this, June 26th, #LoveWins. I put that on Instagram as well when it happened. Such a historical moment, whether you agree with it or not. This is just something I really enjoyed reading this letter. And I believe this was in Reader's Digest. That's what it was. And I have found magazines like Reader's Digest. There's another one called Prevention. And there's another one that we get at the office. I get these at the office that I work at, because they're just going to be thrown away. So I just take them home. There's Guidepost, and they're all just kind of these, small-sized magazines. And so if I find something that's kind of inspirational, or just something that's cool or sweet or something like that, I'll just tear it out and put it in my journal. It's a good way to fill up your journal if you're trying to do that. And also remember fun articles that mean something to you. And we're getting into 4th of July stuff here. Wow, I wrote a lot here. Okay. Yeah, 4th of July. Nice big old sticker there. And then I put some washi tape down here at the bottom, which I forgot what brand this is, but it does not stick very well, and it drives me crazy. I mean, it sticks okay, but like the edges can tend to come up pretty easily. I got that one at AC Moore. I wish I could remember the brand, but I don't. Again, we're just catching up with 2014 stuff. We're nearing the end of 2014, as you can see, because of, you know, Christmas and stuff. I worked at a craft fair that year and found this vendor that was carrying these Santa hat clips. So I had to get one of those. And it's just some stuff I bought at the craft fair, some crafts. I really like the what would you call that? Like country, vintage, rustic stuff. I don't know. That's what I like to decorate with. I'm pretty sure that was influenced by my mom. And here I put some washi tape along the side. It was raining again that day in July. 75 degrees in July. That's really not typical. We're usually like sweating our butts off in July. This was, I'm pretty sure I found this also in Reader's Digest. Oh, I don't think it's focusing. Oh, there we go. And this reminds me of my grandmother, the hummingbird. Hummingbirds were one of her favorite birds. So I wanted to put that in there. There's actually something else coming up that I made kind of for her. Oh. This washi tape I love. It's so colorful and cute. And I put that there because, again, it was raining. Oh, here we go. This is a page I created that just reminded me of my grandmother. I guess, I don't know, I was really thinking about her a lot over the summer. The cardinal is one of her favorite birds, and whenever I see that, I think of her. And these little flowers here reminded me of when we were growing up in her yard. There was this weed that would come up in the summertime that was like blue or like a purpley color. And I just called them flowers. I didn't know any difference between a weed and a flower back then. But she would always say, you know, that's just a weed, Brandy. You know, not a flower. But I would always pick them and, you know, make a little bouquet out of them practically. So that reminded me of her, and I just wanted to put that page together. This was also 2014. I'm using journaling cards by this point, and I forgot what brand of journal cards. They're not Project Life. They're like Snap something. I forgot what they're called, but you can find them at Michael's. And I think this pack was meant for like a trip to, I don't know, Disney World or something like that, but I picked out the ones that I wanted to use and would be appropriate for these pictures. This is actually out in somebody's front yard that we went to go visit, and we had to take a picture of that. That's my sister, my mom, and I. We actually went on a trip to Baltimore and New York City that December. Yeah, we are a bunch of goofballs when we get together, my sister and I. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of 34th Street in Baltimore. Check it out. It's really interesting. They actually have to sign a contract when they buy a house on the street saying that they will decorate, like decorate to the nines. Like it's overload. It's like Christmas on steroids basically on this one street, and apparently it's pretty well known. This is a page out of my other planner, my bigger planner, that I wanted to put in and just have something to remember that time period by. And this is when we went to Gunston Hall back in July. My husband and my in-laws and I. The grounds were so cool. I love going to historic homes and looking around and imagining how it used to be. That was a leaf I found while we were walking on the grounds. I thought the details in it were pretty cool. I don't think I've seen a leaf like that ever, so I wanted to make sure I put it in my journal. And then we found these woods, this like path that went back to like where the cemetery was on the grounds, and we had just like a little mini photo shoot there. This entry was again going back to December of 2014. This was during our trip to Baltimore. We went and we saw, it was like a shop that sold a bunch of ornaments, like Christmas ornaments, and I think this was actually at a garden center here. My sister and I kind of had fun, you know, just taking a bunch of pictures. Okay, sorry about that. My camera got full again, so I had to go take care of that. So I was talking about dreams coming true and being able to see the Rockefeller tree for the first time in person. And this is my sister, my mom, and I in front of the Rockefeller tree a little bit closer there. Project Life card there. And this is the ornament that I chose to take home from Macy's. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's me at a hot dog stand. I gave my sister my camera to make sure I took a picture of that. Yeah, because I was pretty excited about that. It was my first time at a hot dog stand, so probably doesn't get much more New York than that. Is that the same quote as before? No, it's something different. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a pretty good quote. And I think we're coming to the end here. Oh, this is something else that I put in. Yeah, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day menu, and then Christmas Day breakfast. My sister and I were putting all of this together, and I wanted to remember it. So, yeah, I put my lists in my journal. And this was also yeah, gifts I gave everyone that year, a list of that. 2014 Christmas, we spent it at my mom's house, so that's her tree, and some gifts around there. And then we had our very own Jiminy Cricket in the house, so I took a picture of that and put it on Instagram. This is my husband. We kind of took over my little sister's bed. She was 13 at the time, or no, maybe 12. I think she was 12 actually. So yeah, all that pink and zebra print. I thought it was hilarious to see him all wrapped up in there. And then this is 2014, if it'll focus. Let me see here. Goodness gracious. There we go. 2014 in review, which is what I like to do. I also have a blog, so I did this for my blog, and then I printed it out and put it in my journal. And I did this using PicMonkey, if anybody uses that. It's a pretty decent free program where you can just edit some pictures and that kind of a thing. I think that's just about it. Oh, back in June, my sister came to visit me. we went to 7-Eleven and got some Slurpees. She was pretty excited about that because they don't have 7-Eleven where she is. We were going to a Shania Twain concert, actually, back in June. That's us on the subway. And that's us at the concert right before it started. And there she is, Shania Twain. That was also a dream of mine. And it came true to see her in concert. And then this was actually confetti that, I don't know if you can see that. Confetti that shot up in the air towards the end of the show. We weren't close enough to actually grab any, but when we got outside to the sidewalk, there was like a ton of it out there. So I grabbed some and obviously wanted to put that in my journal. Another inspirational quote there. And that's it. That is the end of the flip through of this journal. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and rate and all that crap. All right, till the next video, guys. Bye.